Hi guys, welcome back to this midweek plumber parts video. Thank you ever so much for coming along, and thank you for commenting on all the videos that we've done so far. Now there's a new little thing. I know I said about it last time I was here. Who is driving around outside, Harry? Someone's driving around outside the studio. It shouldn't be allowed. They should be shot and the accusations set on them. But anyway, you can now click the thanks button if I've helped you out in any videos that I've done in the past. You can donate me £1.99, which is about half a pint these days. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at a few comments from the last sort of month's worth of videos, but there's going to be one video that we're not going to have a look at because there were so many comments on it. I thought we should do a separate comments video for it. So we'll be doing that next week. And that was the video where I first fixed the bath taps in my bathroom, okay? I think some of you know what I'm going to be saying in that one. So come back next week for that one. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notificazione as well. Oh yeah. So firstly, this video, the one that we're looking at the moment, this is bathroom renovation part 7. And this is when we were looking at getting the floors. I think we're getting the floors down. We're getting things first fixed. As you can see in the background, we're doing lots of lovely bits of work there. So let's have a look at some of your comments. So number 1, Greg P. He said, I've been waiting for ages for another instalment of the bathroom renovation, and it didn't disappoint. Keep them coming, Jimmy. Great vid as always. No worries, mate. Dysan314, who's a member of the AL Army here, said, great vid as always. Love a Saturday morning plumber parts and a coffee. See you on the Thursday AL Army Legions. So you may notice there that Dysan314, or Dysan, or whatever his goddamn name is, sorry for the blasphemy there. You've got to be careful on YouTube, Harry. So many people get upset. So he is a member of the AL Army, along with about 50 other people who have access to Thursday night live streams where I stand there with a pint. So really, that actually looks a little bit like neck oil. You know what, that's lovely. And we also get a load of beer snacks out. They get to have a sneak preview of next Saturday's video. We also chat about loads of random stuff that's been going on. They get to ask me questions. They also get to watch us record songs and all the other silly things that happen in the background at Plumber Parts. So if you want to join that, you can. It's a great way to support the channel. Click that join button. Paul West. No relation to Fred. Another informative video as always, James. Need to watch those inserts though. Supposed to be plain inserts on compression. I know it's never going to be under pressure, but they don't leave enough length for the olive to compress onto. Paul, I know exactly what you're on about there, mate. Very good point. Nice to have learned comments here on the Plumber Parts channel. Love you. Roll Corruption said, always really enjoy these videos. Going to do my own bathroom next year and can't wait to get started. Weirdly, out of all my DIY projects, I'm most excited about doing it. Well, there you go. I've got a few DIY projects coming up on the other YouTube channel, Times with James. You can click a link to that as well. I'm going to be installing a huge extract fan system for my next welding thing I'm doing. And also Harry's going to help me hopefully film the motorised mobile tower that I'm going to build for this studio. Me UK said, I wish I had used angled 1/2 inch wall plates on my shower. I thought I tightened up the compression fitting tight enough till I came to wind on the outlet after the wall was finished and backed off the compression fitting on the back of it. Oh dear. My question is, how do you allow the right depth if the wall elbow isn't long enough, i.e. 15mm board? Well, you know what? I will cover that actually properly in the next comments video, all right? So I promise I will do that because it is quite a difficult thing to get. One thing you should know is that you can put little mini extenders in. So if it is too deep, you can still extend a fitting straight into that to make sure that it works okay. But make sure that the rule of thumb that I'd go on is to make sure that the compression fitting that you're going onto at the back of the wall is properly fixed and in the right place. Everything else will work properly from there if you've done that first thing. Paul Robinson asked, why use ply? You can use OSB, should be cheap and does the same job with the backer board and tank and it should be fine. I get your point, mate. I get your point. It's just, I had a load of plywood laying around from doing the refurb here at the studio. And also I do prefer it. OSB is it's a bit wee-wees, isn't it? You know, it's good for soundproofing and cladding the inside of a shed, but I'm not sure I'd use it all that much on my bath. So then, this is for the video, hand pumped water, must have tools for the trade. I thought it was quite a sexy video, didn't you, Harry? Do you remember the tool that I was demonstrating, that little red, the little hand pump thing? Did you go and buy one for yourself? So firstly, Barry Paffy jumped in there. He's an AL Army member, which is why he's got the crossed over little icon there of spanners. Because I think he's like, what would that be, like a lieutenant or something like that in the AL Army. As you go up through the ranks, the longer that you've been a supporter of the Al Army, you get different emojis next to your name. So there we go. So Barry Paffy's a lieutenant at the moment. He said, blimey, they've been around for donkey's years. I used one of those back in the 70s for nicking petrol when I was a poor BA apprentice. Wow. I actually replied to that. What did I say? Haha, cheeky so-and-so. See you tonight. Because that was an evening of the Al Army. That's why. Very nicely named Vomit Man said, I've been using one of these for years. It's cheap and nasty, but it's still going strong. I think I paid about £1.50 on eBay, but it took about 6 months to arrive from China. Stuart Day said, the engine in my Ford Focus died. I used one of these that I found in Dad's garage to siphon off the full tank of petrol. Bloody hell, everyone's just using these to get petrol out of tanks, aren't they? It was pretty rubbish, so I put a screwdriver through the bottom of the tank instead. Maybe it wasn't quite long enough, mate. Make sure you put a hose on the end and you'll be able to get down there. Bobo Jones, who definitely deserves a comment, an addition to the comment section, said, I'd start by saying, I love your vids, but I reckon that pump thing is crappy. All right, mate, God. What's up with a bit of a hose and bucket just to siphon it out? I'm retired, but was plumbing for over 50 years, never have used that thing. Don't be offended, it will suit some, but not me. Well, I am offended, Bob. No, I'm not, all right, I don't care. Each their own, mate. We've all got our own ways of doing stuff. Just some are better than others. So in this next video, we're replying to comments here on how to prep a brick wall and wooden floor for tiling. This is part 8 of the bathroom renovation series, and a controversial part it was too. We had quite a lot of comments on here, somewhere in the region of 69 comments, which is funny, isn't it? And most of the comments, right, I'm going to say now to this, are people who said, why are you using Hardy Backer? Okay. Now, I know there are different ways that we can fix tiles to brick walls and fix tiles to any wall. And Hardy Backer is kind of an old school way of doing it because it's a cement board. You don't really want to breathe the silicone dust that's in it when you cut it. But also, a lot of people say, no, it's a nightmare to cut. And I don't really know what they're on about because you just cut it with a Stanley blade, or I do. You just score it with a Stanley blade, snap it, and then screw it up. But there are different ways and easier ways to get tiles up onto walls, and I will be looking at those in future videos. The only reason I used Hardy Backer in this video is because I'd bought loads of it already and I couldn't be bothered to take it back to the supplier. So it was pure laziness on my part. What are you going to do? So in that vein, Tony L commented, he said, another great video, James. I'm watching this series as I have the feeling I'll be doing my parents' bathroom soon. Well, good on you, mate. You've always got to look after your parents. If I was fitting the Hardy board, I think I'd use concrete screws. These just need a pilot hole in the brick and can be drilled with hard... Right, okay, that's a really good shout. The problem is my brick wall has got lime plaster in it, lime mortar, that you can rub out with your finger. Literally, if you push a brick too hard, it will just fall out. So it's all about 5mm, sort of small red plugs, getting small holes in often, all right? So that's how I had to do it. This is a good comment from Sniffling Smithster. He said, hi James, great video as always. I'm planning to take plumbing as a college course next year after my exams. Is there any advice you could give me as a heads up? Right, I've done, you know what, I want to do a big series on this, so maybe I'll keep this brief, but elaborate on it in future videos. But one thing I would say is work now on getting a work-based placement for your training. Don't just try and learn in college. Get out and about and learn with some old git somewhere how to do it properly, all right? And the only way you're going to do that is not by writing letters, not by, you know, getting your mum and dad to write letters or anything like that. You've got to go to the supplier at 6:30 in the morning, stand outside and doorstep them plumbers as they come in. SJ Wood said, what the hell have I just stumbled across in my pants on a Saturday morning? Very informative, an excellent teacher / instructor. I love DIY and will use this channel for study from now on. Subscribed. Hope you put some clothes on now, SJ Wood. And then we've got Effervescence. I see what you did there. It's nice to see you going to the effort of tanking it. Go to so many buildings with water damage after refurbs since 2018 that haven't been tanked, even though showers and baths now require it as per regs. Sadly, it's not advertised to the public, so quite often the standard plasterboard and tile, is still used. And these are the quotes people are going for. Yeah, man, they save a couple £100 and then they end up with a shower that leaks, especially if you're tiling if you're tiling tiles onto plasterboard, then you are asking for trouble. So then, this was a midweek Plumber Parts video that was requested by one of you guys out there. You basically asked me to cut in half a 2-port valve for our in half series. which I hope you're enjoying, and I hope it's given you a little bit to learn and bits and bobs like that, so wicked. We might discuss what things you want cut in half in the next video as well, if you've commented in this one here, all right? So Peter Sutton said, can you cut a limescale reducer in half, as I see plenty on heating systems, and the isolation valve under the boiler is scaled up, so what do they do? What's inside them? Okay, that's good. I'll have to find an old one, mate. You know what I'll do is usually I'll go and see Jerry next door, who's in the scrapyard next door. There's a treasure trove of stuff that I could cut in half in there and show you from the world of plumbing. There really is. Adam Masterson said, can you cut an apprentice in half? That's a bit harsh, mate. William Pribas said, cut a hammer arrestor in half video and installation video would be a good one. Good shout, mate, even though they're just very small expansion vessels, but we'll have a look into that. It's a good one. Samuel Beckett said, do you struggle with attention deficit disorder? That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it, Harry? Because Harry does. He said, maybe we're both afflicted with it, Harry, I don't know. A good bit of technical explanation when you're on topic, then we get onto something completely random. He's got a point. It is true, isn't it? Yeah. Dave Saxon wants us to cut his ex-wife in half. Liam Cowley said, have you done an AAV or pressure relief valve? Very, very good shout, Liam. They may well make it into the next one. Then we've got a lovely thanks from Terry M, who gave us £5. Thanks very much, Terry. It's nice to know that we helped you out in this, and all that sort of stuff. And I replied to Terry, I said, hi Terry, thanks for your super thanks, mate. If you get a mo, think about joining the AL Army too. Never stopping trying to get people to join the AL Army. So there you go, guys. That's this week's, or this month's, I guess, Plumber Parts comments video. Like I said, the next video that we're going to do comments on is one that got so many goddamn comments on it. If I have a very quick look at it now, this was how to install a recessed bath tap. It went out last week. We got 104 comments on this, and a lot of people were fairly miffed about one aspect of the video, which is all about the depth of the bath tap. So we'll cover that in a separate video, okay? And that will go out next Wednesday. So until then, guys, make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification button. If you want to give us some thanks, you know, we've already said about that. If you want to join the AL Army, click the join button. If you want some t-shirts, you want to look hench, just buy some t-shirts, yeah? Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully when we come back, Harry will have eaten his first kebab. Hopefully not a badly packed one. Anyway, see you later, guys. Hit the subscribe button. See you later. Thanks for watching. Hold tight.